think that's at least something that is beneficial for Pioneer, even though it's the game one of the tournament here. They're going to see some looks that they're going to see further on down the tournament, and you know that not to count South Newton out quite yet, but you know what I mean. That's just it just seems to be that kind of a matchup right now for this week one sectional action.
Well, Pioneer's only given up, what, is it 4 touchdowns all year?
Right.
Leads the state in scoring average over teams. On top of defense, I believe they're tops of defense as well now. And scoring, I mean, they put it all together. Defense, offense, special teams look really good as well. I mean, they're doing a great job all around. Coach Berry has his guys right where he wants them for the for these sectional matchups.
Absolutely. They've got, it all starts up front, too.
Definitely.
These lines are impressive. You know, they work hard. They know exactly what they're supposed to be doing every single play. And that goes a long way. And then you add the skill positions in there and the ability to match up athletically. You know, that makes Pioneer a really difficult out. If, as the number one team in the state, it should be. So,
again, we're here on RTC TV4, bringing you the first game of sectional action here at Pioneer High School, the Pit, between South Newton and Pioneer. I'm John Hines with Matt Danley helping give me the call, and on the camera is Laura Moracle tonight. So thank you for all the help we have. Thank you for everybody tuning in tonight, watching all over the states, all over the world, in fact. We get a lot of compliments, a lot of messages saying, we watched you guys last night or all week, all year long. We appreciate it, and we can't get enough of those people letting us know who watches and when they watch, and I mean it only makes the program better and everything, so we appreciate that. So we're getting ready to start some sectional action. This is sectional 42, am I right? Okay,
I believe yes.
42. So
Pioneer's going to take the ball first too, so probably you want to look and kind of see how these guys how they warm up. It's not bitter. It's not 3 weeks, 4 weeks from now where it's really going to be, chilly out here for even the players. But you're going to see how they come out, and this is going to be. We're going to see it right from the start. In other words.
So you got Kaiser back there with Ezra Llewellyn, and then Derek Wireman on that second line. Dane Smith will be kicking off for the Rebels. Again, South Newton comes in with an 0-10 mark. Play a lot of, not so much anymore, but they played a Illinois schedule pretty much the last couple years, and now they're back playing more of the former Midwest Conference teams.
They've definitely got some length on their team.
Yeah. Probably pretty good basketball team, if not football. So Smith will kick it off. Short kick. It's going to hop down, and Ezra Llewellyn will take it. He's got some running room, and that's a Di Llewellyn, excuse me, and he gets dropped at the 45, just past the 45, maybe the 46. So Llewellyn with a nice return there. One thing, Matt, we talk about all season long is how Pioneer makes a short field in a heartbeat.
Yeah, they sure do, and that makes it even harder when you got an offense that seems to get clicking pretty quick.
So Kaiser will be coming out as your quarterback, the All-State Notre Dame commit. If you haven't heard of him,
you will.
I don't know where you've been. The whole northern part of Indiana, So he'll set up in that gun formation. He's got Gregorich on his left. Callahan Kinley spread out wide. Puts a Di Llewellyn in motion. Going to run that option, and Kaiser's going to keep it. And he could be gone. He's going to fight through some tackles, gets down past a 30 into South Newton territory. And one play, and it didn't take long at all.
Nope. Picking up, about 25 yards right there, real close to it.
One thing about Kaiser, he runs that little option, and, he sees
26 yards.
He sees if Gregorich, he'll put it in his stomach, pull it back, get that block, and he's gone.
Yeah, they seem to run that really well, and they seem to have pretty good chemistry back there. You don't see very many fumbles between those two in the backfield, and a lot of times if the defensive front can get in there and cause some, cause some rerouting, then, you're going to see it. And there goes Gregorich and Allen around the end.
There it is. Touchdown, Danny Gregorich. I mean, 2 plays and big chunks of yardage and a touchdown already. So Danny Gregorich able to put one on the board for Pioneer, and we're at 11:15, Matt.
Nice, nice. And that, that time Kaiser ended up giving it to Gregorich, and Gregorich did the rest of it. Didn't take him long either. He got around that edge, and he's got enough speed for a big guy, big stout guy, that he's gonna make it hard for people to catch up to him, and he's hard to bring down once they do.
Definitely. Kaiser will be up under center for the 2-point conversion. Takes a snap. That's going to go to Derek Wireman, and he'll take it in for 2 points, untouched. So Pioneer quickly up 8-0 with 11:15 to go. We'll take a break. We'll be back after this on RTC TV4.
I'm Ed Schroeder, Republican candidate for Cass County Sheriff, and with the election just around the corner, I want to tell you why I'm the best qualified candidate for this position. A lifelong resident of Cass County, I received a degree from DePaul University. I've graduated from the Northwestern University School of Police Staff and Command, and I'm with 1% of police officers nationwide who have graduated from the FBI National Academy. I have 31 years of law enforcement experience, and 25 of those years have been in supervision and leadership. I'm Ed Schroeder. Cass County is my home, and I ask for your vote on November 6th.
So back here at Pioneer High School, where Pioneer has jumped ahead 8-0 with 11:15 to go in the first half. And it didn't take long, and more than likely it's not going to take long for Pioneer to put points on the board tonight.
No. So the South Newton's going to have to do something here in early possession of the first possession of their game to at least try to keep this, under wraps, at least to try to keep this a respectable game, because if they can't get off. Pioneer's really, really good at getting teams off in 3 plays.
Yeah.
And if they do that initially, they're going to have a uphill battle for the rest of the night, as if they didn't already. So
Adai Llewellyn set to kick off for Pioneer. Rochester up 14-0 on Taylor already. Good kick there. It's going to be bobbled. And they're going to end up being about to the 21. Just a little bit further, 21-yard line. And that was Dowden on the return for South Newton. Wireman, I believe, got there first for Pioneer.
We'll have to see what they can do, but I think we're going to see, some spread. Barry, before the game, was talking about how they like to air it out a little bit. And this is a lot of the teams that they play can do that. And I know that Pioneer has a good, solid pass defense. So this will be interesting.
We've definitely got some size advantage on the corners there for South Newton. So Sample, the quarterback, he's in the gun. He'll take the snap, fake the handoff. He's going to whip one, and it bounces on the ground. So that'll be an incomplete pass. You have Brenton Mersch out there on the coverage.
Looked like he just left him a little bit short. He didn't have any real coverage on him though either.
No.
If he puts that on the money, he might get another 5 to 8 yards after with a catch, but he didn't really have anywhere to go there.
Well, I can see South Newton trying to get the ball off quick. They're not going to sit back here in the pocket all night. I mean, you're not going to have time, first of all. Pioneer's going to start coming at them. Now they got 3 wide over here, and then they got 1 on the left side, on the far side of the field. Going a little screen pass. It's a nice pass and nice little yardage there. That's by number 32, Kevin Sessom. So a good pass by Sample. Just run that little screen play. And that'll pick up 7 yards on the play. So it'll be 3rd and 3 for South Newton here. 10:37 with the clock ticking.
Wonder if they do that a lot. I think that's a little. They're going to rely on their big bodies to try to get some blocking downfield.
There's that snap.
So
nearly
picked off.
Brenton Mersch got up there, got his hand up on it. It's incomplete, so that'll bring up the 4th down, and just like that, Pioneer will be getting the ball back.
And that was 6 if Brenton Mersch was even just a few inches taller.
Yeah. We'll see who goes back for Pioneer on this return, if it's going to be Kaiser or Llewellyn. Saw Llewellyn back there a little bit, but it looks like Kaiser will be stepping back. tell who's back there punting. It'll be Smith, number 10 back there.
Oh,
nearly blocked.
Nice punt, though.
And it's right to Kaiser, which is a bad idea. Says he's chunking up yardage quick,
already.
And there we got a flag on the play, so that's going to be more than likely a block in the back, Matt. And it looked like it was on Llewellyn over there. He was the only one over there, in fact.
Yep. He had, what about 25 to 30 yard return on that already. Was deep in South Newton territory. Yep, and it is a block in the back, or a hole.
Yep.
Let's see where that puts them back. See if they stay in their territory. It looks like probably should be back in their own territory on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right at about the 47-yard line, Pioneer's going to take over here. Still short field. Not as short as it would have been, but still short field for Pioneer.
So Pioneer will have it again. We'll see what they've got in store for South Newton here. You got Callahan Kinley out here wide. Gregorich on the left of Kaiser.
Boy, and they are all stacked inside of that box, too.
Yes, they are. We've seen what Kaiser can do with that. And he's got a streaking Llewellyn. All you got to do is go get it. Oh, man, right through his arms.
Sorry about screaming into the mic there, folks, but that was a beautiful pass.
That was on the money.
Must have hit him in the elbows, because you get a straight drop back there from Jack. You don't see that too often. No. A lot of it's a rollout with him, but he gets back, throws it a good 35, 40 yards downfield. Had Llewellyn down there for the touchdown, and he just couldn't bring it in.
That was a great looking pass. And he put it right in the basket too. I'm sure if he comes back to that play again, he'll pull it in.
Yeah.
Or he won't see the ball again.
I was just gonna say, maybe he relies to trust somebody else. But
yeah.
Typically pretty trustworthy kids. Up against the play clock here. Yeah, they do get it off. It looks like no flags.
Gregorich. Oh, what a move there. Man. And he's just following a convoy. And a nice run by Danny Gregorich. Boy, that first cut he made, he just took 3 South Newton defenders to the side. And, you don't want to get in front of Danny Gregorich either.
No.
He is one guy that you don't want to get in front of.
Man, two big runs here for him. 28-yard touchdown run, and that one was for 29. And Gregorich showing a little bit of that agility that you just don't expect when you look at him. He's a big, wide body coming through, a Mack truck. And, you don't want to get in front of him, and then he shakes you, and he's going to pick up some yardage after that.
We're going to see what's going on here. We got official timeout. Get it right. So we're ready. Kaiser in that gun position.
There he is.
He's going to swing it to
Von
Tobel, and he rolls over.
Ooh, down to about
at the 5. And a good tackle there by number 24 to save a touchdown, Caden Cruz.
Von Tobel was out of the backfield pretty quick without much coverage, and Kaiser there took the easy receiver there. There was a couple guys further downfield, but they were a little better covered. Von Tobel did something after the catch there. It was nice work on his part.
Von Tobel doesn't touch the ball a whole lot, but when he does, he makes things happen. He's probably just as fast as your elite guys out there on that field.
21-yard reception there.
This time Kaiser's rolling the other way, and he's got Kinley, and he had Kinley spinning around in circles back there in the back of the end zone, and threw it out.
Looked like he had Gregorich coming out off the play fake there. I think he was pretty wide open, but I think Kaiser had already looked to the corner there for Kinley.
So we've got 3rd down here. Excuse me, 2nd down. 2nd and
looks like they're on the 4.
Yeah, they're on the 4-yard line. So I'm guessing Kaiser going to do it himself here. He's going to.
Same play.
Oh, man. So this one a little high on Adai Llewellyn.
He went up to get it. Just doesn't look like his hands are feeling all that sure tonight.
3rd down.
I could see this play what I was thinking the last time. Little run pass option, and Kaiser just punch it in from 4 out.
Yeah, I think you go with your bread and butter here.
Yeah.
I think you're on the 4-yard line. You know, you're looking at third down here. You know, this close. I think you just go with what you know, and it's effective. So, you know, give it to the big boy or let Kaiser take it himself.
You got Kaiser in that gun again. He puts Llewellyn in motion, and there it is. Yep.
Easy 6 right there.
Yep. Number 4, Jack Kaiser punches another one in, and you know what? I heard the radio guys talking earlier about the a lot of how Kaiser could probably, you know, pick up 2,000 yards if they wanted him to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too.
Know, if they wanted him to.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, he's a team player, and he's all worried. You know, they're worried about getting to the state. That's what they're worried about.
Right. Yeah, and they should be.
So Kaiser will be under center this time here for the 2-point conversion. He takes a snap. He's going to roll out to his right, throws it, and Kinley has it. So that's 2. So Pioneer up 16-0, 8:47 left. We'll be back. You're watching RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors.
Carmichael Electric has been serving the commercial and residential electrical needs of north central Indiana for over 10 years. From service upgrades, complete rewires, new construction, and more, Carmichael Electric guarantees 100% satisfaction. Online at carmichael-electric.com. Kessling Home Healthcare has all of the coolest new equipment, like the So Clean CPAP sanitizer, the Upwalker stand-up rollator, new athletic bracing, and dual motor Golden Tech power recliners. Personalized service is their specialty. Online at kesslinghomehealthcare.com.
Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Back here at Pioneer High School, the pit, where Pioneer is jumped to a 16-0 lead now with 8:47 left behind the legs of Kaiser and Gregorich. Dane Smith back to return for the Rebels. Kicking off will be Adai Llewellyn for Pioneer. Llewellyn puts a boot into it, and it's roll inside, and it's going to be out of bounds, so there'll be a penalty on Pioneer. I'm guessing South Newton will just take it at the 35?
I'd say I was just getting ready to ask you the same thing. Is it the 35 or 45? 35 or the 40?
It might be 40. We're going to find out.
Yeah, we are. Look where Pioneer's lining up. Looks like it might be the 30. Was it the 30? No. Okay, good. I was going to say, now that wasn't even one of the options I thought we had.
Yeah, you're going to put it on the 35.
Near hash.
Yep. So South Newton will take over after the kickoff. They got some size up there on that line.
I was just getting ready to say, they've got some bodies up there that could probably move some people. Just have to see how they're able to do it. Pioneers in the backfield so quick.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they just got the handoff, and
who's that?
Connor Walker. Connor Walker was there. Gregorich was kind of jumped. I thought they were going to throw the flag on him, but
was that 30? Who was that? Yeah.
Yeah, or Hammond on the
Peyton
carry.
Hammond.
Yep.
Their first carry of the night goes for what? Loss of 4?
Yep, loss of 4, maybe even 5.
Mm-hmm. Real close.
So 2nd and 14 for South Newton. Sample in the shotgun formation. He's got 3 wide on the far side. He's looking for that screen pass.
There it is.
Brenton Mersch read it like a book, and it just slipped out of his hands. I'll tell you what.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mersch and Adai Llewellyn are both going to have to go to the jugs machine because they have had a couple balls hit them right in the hands tonight, and they could have. There plenty of touchdowns without those drops tonight. But man, that's something where that quarterback's got to look that off. He's got to have a second option there because that's not working.
No, I mean that screen pass. Pioneers scouted that too well, and they know it's coming. They know it's coming. So 3rd and 14 for the Rebels. with 8:05 on the clock. Here's a snap. Now this time he's going to throw that quick throw, and it was Von Tobel on the coverage, but that ball was, I don't think the receiver was ready for it.
No, it didn't look like it to me. It looks like that was intended for Caden Cruz.
Yeah.
On a short slant there, and he threw that about 150 mile an hour, and I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have caught that if it did hit his hands.
So Kaiser will be back to return the punt, and I don't know if Smith has gotten the word yet, don't kick to number 4.
Yeah, I think you've got a lot of field here, man. Put that out of bounds.
This is going to be trouble. And there you go.
And that's probably a flag. No,
well, if they got a hand on the ball.
I don't think it was a punter that they rocked down there.
No, they sent that blocker into the punter.
Yeah.
Totally legal.
Yep. I thought, wow, they're not taking any chances there. They're just tackling the punter as soon as he lets go of the ball.
So Pioneer will get the ball back. And
looks like they're going to have it inside of their own 35, so at the 34-yard line there. Probably is about as, you have to figure it's a pretty good situation for South Newton here if you have them inside their 35.
Yeah, definitely. That's the
let's see here.
Kaiser will be in the gun. He's got 2 wide on that side. Drop back.
Straight drop again.
This time he's looking for Callahan Kinley.
He's got it.
And this time Kinley will pull that one in.
And he
gets clipped right about the, looks like the 18 maybe the 16-yard line there. Wow.
Man, so 34 and 16, 50-yard pass play.
Nice job by.
That's not bad for my math. It's been a while. Hey, I said 50.
We've got a debate up here. It's like Joe Donnelly and Mike Brown.
Oh, no.
7:36.
With a lot less money involved.
Kaiser working. This time he's looking. Throws a shot into Von Tobel. Von Tobel's trying to get outside, and he slips inside for the touchdown.
Oh, nice. That was a great move by Von Tobel after the catch.
Miles Von Tobel impresses me every time he gets the ball. He's tough.
He's kind of one of the unsung guys, on this team, I think, offensively. You don't probably hear his name quite as much as you hear, obviously, Jack and some of these other guys on the team and the Llewellyn boys. But, man, he is, even Gregorich for that matter, but he is a contributor every time he touches the ball.
Yes, he is. So 22-0, 7:26 here in the first quarter.
He's had 2 receptions going into this game.
Let's see, going for 2 again.
Kaiser in that gun. He'll take the snap, dropping, looking, throws it, and this time Adai Llewellyn pulls that in.
Nice.
So 24-0, Pioneer on top, 7:26 left. We'll be back after this on RTC TV4.
I'm Dale Campbell, and I believe the drug epidemic in Cass County must be met with education through drug awareness programs. My plan is to drive out drugs. I believe in reducing crime in our county through crime prevention initiatives. My heart is to improve communication with the citizens of our communities. I believe in finding the best policies, procedures, and programs for our jail operations to lessen the burden on Cass County taxpayers. And I believe the Sheriff's Office can operate and function without any tax increases. My goal is to use resources wisely to work within approved budgets. I'm Dale Campbell, and I believe in local leadership for our law enforcement. With your help, we can accomplish a better system for a safer future.
Paid for by the committee to elect Dale Campbell for sheriff.
Back here at the pit where Pioneer is up 24-0, 7:26 left here in the first quarter. So, Matt, so far, exactly what a lot of people thought with this Pioneer team against a very young South Newton team.
Yeah, still inside, still 7.5 minutes to go in the first quarter, and, we're seeing the strength of this Pioneer team without even seeing them at their strengths. We're not seeing them run a ton of their offense in this way. So, Barry's being a little creative here, so it's going to be fun to watch the rest of the night.
That ball is going to get all the way down to the 5. Before, Dowden gets it and gets planted. Wow. I'll say Keaton Schroeder was right there, Brenton Mersch, Taylor, Von Tobel, you name it, they were there for Pioneer.
They sure do fly to the ball.
They do. Winamac up 26-0 on Caston at half, and boy, Matt, I'm sure you saw the write-up by Kyle Niedenreich,
I did.
Indianapolis Star, and that was pretty cool.
That was.
About Caston, going with their 15 guys and all season long.
Yeah, and that's, I don't know that people really give that the credit it deserves. That's quite a feat for such
Holy cow.
Man.
Holy cow.
So everybody gets a third of a tackle there.
That was impressive. I mean, every lineman, every linebacker was in the backfield. I mean, they brought it.
Did you see who carried it? Man, I saw more red jerseys there. I was unable to see who actually held the ball.
That was crazy. I mean,
was crazy.
You got the ball and lost 5 yards on that play, so 2nd and 15. South Newton going the wrong way. They go 3 wide over here.
Who we got in the backfield right now? Still 30? Okay.
We got a timeout, South Newton. We'll take a timeout as well and be back after this on RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors.
Community State Bank, a tradition of service since 1930, serving all of your banking needs with 4 convenient locations. Personal and business banking options available. Online at csbnetbank.com. HB Gutters and More is your local guttering expert. Keep the rain away and your gutters clear with new gutters and guards from HB Gutters and More. From soffits and fascia to downspouts and more, contact HB Gutters and More for your free estimate. Online at hbgutter.com.
Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
So back here at Pioneer here on RTC TV4. Thank you for tuning in. You got Pioneer up 24-0 with 6:37. South Newton just called the timeout. And if you saw that last play, I mean, it just shows how dominant that Pioneer defensive line can be. Mm-hmm. Getting right in the backfield and
Rebels
taking care of business quickly.
Getting a rough start here to their 3rd possession after 2 3-and-outs already. Nice rollout. Nice ball, too. Oof.
That ball's incomplete.
Incomplete to Dane Smith. It was a nice ball, though,
Llewellyn
especially on the
coverage.
move against his body. That's a nice little ball right there. A lot of incompletions already. Only 1 completion for Sample at this point. 1 for 6 right now.
So it'll be 3rd and 15 for the Rebels. They've got everybody spread out here.
Yeah.
And you got Mersch on the.
Oh, he got him. That's a strip
gonna
sack.
Be a fumble.
That is a touchdown.
That's going to be a fumble.
Oh, they are calling that incomplete.
Wow.
That was absolutely a strip.
Well, it won't matter because we don't have replay in high school, so it's an incomplete pass.
We'll call it incomplete.
What. Incomplete.
That was excellent, excellent. I mean, he was in there quick. And he had him before he got that ball up above his head or above his shoulder. He had him. And it was recovered by Pioneer, so that should have been a touchdown. But, I don't think that that's going to honestly hurt Pioneer's chances in this one. It looks like they're back to punt again.
Yeah. So Kaiser will be back here. Be set on the – looks like it'll be on the 40-yard line. They'll be punting out of their own end zone. And this is going to be not even make it to the 40, just to the 35 where it's going to die.
And that's bad news for the Rebels.
Yep.
Rolls up to the 35-yard line.
So sitting on the 35 will be Pioneer getting things started here in this offensive series. And if it goes away, they have been, it won't be long.
This is their Pioneers' first possession, I believe, starting inside of the South Newton territory, though. So I guess if that's a win, You know, I mean, at least right now, I think it might just be.
Well, one thing we've seen so far from Coach Barry, I mean, he's come out and put it in the air.
Yeah. And you know, he kind of said that he would beforehand, but he didn't. You know, I think I didn't really expect him to be quite this aggressive, you know, in the early moments of this game. I mean, we're still in the first quarter here.
So Kaiser in that gun again. Takes a snap. He's going to roll to his left, and he's got a wide open Llewellyn. Oh, and a die. Llewellyn drops it again.
Pass incomplete. Adai Llewellyn.
And you know if Adai's catching it and he has that much space, he's probably going to find the end zone.
Yes, yeah.
And that was just – looks like we've got Rochester at halftime up 34-0 on Taylor. Rochester is a team that RTC4 has covered all year long, and they're a team that could come out of that sectional and win. I mean, we've got a good record, and
right now Kaiser's 3 of 6 for 86 yards and a touchdown. So we might see a little more. The Pioneers only put the ball on the ground 4 times, but here's one from Kaiser.
Yeah,
nice.
that's a pass to Von Tobel on that little.
Is that Von Tobel?
Yep, Von Tobel out of bounds.
Excellent run. Man, I didn't see the exchange.
Well, it was a pass because it was a shovel, and Kaiser can get a lot of yards off of that.
Yes.
And he has all year. They ran that play a lot, and a lot of people say, oh, nice run, but it's actually a pass, so it adds to that passing average for Pioneer and for Jack Kaiser.
And another 28-yard pickup.
So he's pushing the 100-yard mark on the.
He's over the 100-yard mark.
Through the air.
Yep, over 100 yards already through the air for Jack Kaiser. 4 of 7.
First quarter. First quarter. Kaiser on the 7 takes a snap. He's going to hand off to Von Tobel, and he fights his way into the end zone, spins off a tackle. Shows how strong number 14 Miles Von Tobel has gotten through the summer.
I mean, strong at the point of attack.
He is a stout young man.
Absolutely. 7-yard touchdown there for him. That is only the 5th rush of the game for Pioneer. And they've got 30 points going for, it looks like they're going to go for 2 here again. So quick work, and you know, they've only got 2 runs right now that are, you know, less than double digits. So I think they can kind of do whatever they want at this point.
So Kaiser up under center for the 2-point conversion. He's going to hand off to Adai Llewellyn, and he's in there easy. 2-point conversion good for Pioneer and Adai Llewellyn. 32-0 with 5:50 left here in the first quarter. We'll be back after this on RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors.
Each year, RTC TV4 broadcasts hundreds of live local events happening right here in our communities. Become a sponsor, and our audience is your audience. Logo sponsorships and commercial advertisements available. See for yourself online at rtc4.com. Vote Ed Schroeder for Cass County Sheriff. Ed is a lifelong Cass County resident and currently a major with the Indiana State Police. He is a trusted and proven leader who is committed to making our community better. Online at schroederforsheriff.com.
Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Actively engaged in opportunities to lead.
Back here at the first game of Sectional 42 between Pioneer and South Newton, and Pioneer's done what a lot of people expect. They're up 32-0 here with 5:50, and we still have 5:50 left in the first quarter, Matt. And I mean, it's going to get ugly here if it hasn't been ugly already.
Right. It's not getting any prettier. That is for sure. At least not for South Newton.
Right.
South Newton with 2 rushes, if you want to call them rushes, and one of them was a sack for the most part, but he was certainly trying to get out of the way for -9 yards. So they don't have anything positive on the ground. Their only positive play was a 7-yard pass.
So Llewellyn kicks it down there, and it squibs down, and it's going to be trouble. And Dowden's going to get
pummeled.
Yeah, Kaiser gave him the treatment there.
Dang.
Madison Dowden.
So Dowden gets nothing on that return. Might have lost a yard after he finally picked it up.
Down to the 15-yard line. Oof. It's a long field, man, against this defense.
It is. I mean, like Tom Shaw had said last week, you know, going 80 yards is a pretty hard feat for a lot of high school teams, but
yeah,
especially against Pioneer.
Yep, and you're taking up a lot of time on that clock if you're able to do that, because you just don't see a lot of teams with chunk plays against this defense.
Sample takes that snap, runs that little screen pass, and it's going to be dropped. That was Kevin Sessom on the drop. You know, if they can get something out there and, you know, get Pioneer where they're out of place or something, I mean, it could go for some yardage. But
right. Well, I think their OC has to think about, as they spread them out, they've got a lot of space up front where they've just got a couple defensive tackles. They really have kind of spread their linebackers out, Pioneer has. If they can get something going through there, a little read zone look, maybe they can get some positive yardage and get a little momentum.
Sample in that gun again.
They're stretched out here on the Pioneer defense, too. Look at that. Well, leave your star right in the middle, and there he goes. Jiminy Christmas.
Was that a fumble? That was a fumble.
I think so. Jack Kaiser caused that, and
he has the ball.
I was just going to say, did he recover it? They don't know where the ball's at. Jack Kaiser was the only defender in the middle of the field for Pioneer, and he shot the gap and blitzed, stopped the ball, and picked it up. And there is, again, no replay, so we don't have obvious recovery for a touchdown in high school sports. So, man.
So it looks like Pioneer's going to get the ball, though. They are going to get the ball. I guess it was blown dead. I don't know, but
yeah, I don't think they knew where the ball was at. They just stood there.
I mean, Kaiser's too quick for the referees. That's how fast he is.
Man, I wasn't even sure if he had the ball.
I didn't know. He was standing over there. I thought he was just signaling, you know, Pioneer got it, and he's holding it. So first and goal for the Panthers.
Right at the 10, is it?
Yep. Kaiser will be back there at the gun. Puts a die in motion. Kaiser's going to take the snap, and he's going to run it in himself.
Easy work.
Breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. Touchdown, number 4, Jack Kaiser. It's like a broken record, Matt.
It really is.
It's a broken record all season long. Jack Kaiser, touchdown, number 4.
Yeah, and he's so swift when he has the ball, you know. You can see that there's some space there. He gets his arms extended. He creates some space between the guys even that are closing in and breaking down on him, and there really isn't a challenge there. You know what I mean? There really just isn't. He is just that much more of an athlete. He's just that much more of a constant guy with the ball that you really don't have to worry once he's toting it.
Well, his moves out there, I mean, he thinks before anything happens. He knows where he wants to go.
Very smart player.
You know, be in the gun formation. Drop back, looking to throw. Swings it over there.
Who is that? Is that Kinley? Nope.
Von
Tobel again. Man.
2-point conversion for Von Tobel's good. 40-0 Pioneer. We'll be back on RTC TV4.
Show your Panther pride this year by supporting the Pioneer Athletic Boosters. Your contribution to the Boosters helps fund athletic awards, letter jackets, uniforms, equipment, and more. We are the small but mighty Pioneer Panthers. Keep Panther pride alive for years to come. Support the Pioneer Athletic Boosters. Send your contribution to Pioneer High School, attention Athletic Boosters, or call Christy Rance for more information. Go Panthers!
40-0 here at the pit, here against Pioneer against South Newton, and I'm just talking, I mean, putting the ball in the air and the clock stopping. This could be a long, long game with the score and everything else going on.
They're willing to kick for Pioneer.
Hopefully, we're going to see a little more action. I mean, the clock can't even get started. You just feel like it's having a hard time because last time we talked, there was 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go, and you know, literally 35 seconds later, there's another touchdown on the board for Pioneer.
I like to blame the clock runner, Chris Brown.
Right.
Give him a shout out. So Llewellyn to kick off. He gets this one in the air, and you don't see that. No, that could be trouble. Yep, just lay down there. Don't try anything special.
Don't be crazy.
Yeah, don't be a hero. Don't be a hero. Take it where you get it. And that was that mysterious number 61 that I don't have. Or no, there, Desmond Castilla. That was Desmond Castilla with the coverage.
Brownie.
He doesn't get to dictate that.
Oh, okay.
So 5-11 here in the first quarter. Pioneer up 40-0.
Where are they at there? About 27?
Yep, 26 they got him
26.
at. Sample drops back. He throws that little screen. Got a little bit of yardage there before Callahan Kinley make the stop along with Kobe James. Somebody got 4 yards, maybe 5. Yeah, they're going to mark him pretty good. So about 5 yards on that reception. And it was Sessom on the catch.
Was it? Yeah.
So Sample. I tell you, when he throws hard.
Yeah, he does.
He doesn't. There's nothing left.
He's got a nice arm.
Must be a pitcher.
That wouldn't be a surprise at all, I don't think. Well, one of their only 2 positive plays of the game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you've got to be happy about that. That's literally momentum in this game. There's
Drop
another
back throw, and it's going to be incomplete.
Yeah. Broken up by who?
Good coverage by Von Tobel right there.
He's the man of the night, it seems like, right now.
Yeah, Von Tobel having a really nice game so far.
Incomplete to 24. Caden Cruz again across the middle. He's going to have to come back to those balls because if he waits on them, the Pioneer defense is going to suck onto him pretty quick. He's going to have a hard time hanging on to those if he just stands there in the zone.
So Rebels taking their time in the huddle. And they break it with about 10 seconds to go here. Figure out what they're going to do. They better get the snap off real quick. And they do. Look out, here comes Gregorich. They run a little screen pass again, and that time Dustin Sparks and Mason Schnurple on that far side, and they take care of business. I don't think he got a yard on that one.
No, looked like that was Peyton Hammond again. Doesn't look like he got any positive yards. In fact, he lost 5 of them, it looks.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, when you have Gregorich breathing down your neck on that blitz, I'd get rid of it too.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't take a chance of getting clobbered. Oh, that's going to be trouble, and here we go. Wireman just...
Oh, my.
Wireman
Oh, he's hurt too.
Hammers Smith and tried to pick it up. Couldn't quite pick it up, but Smith was able to lay on it. And
Pressure by Derek Wireman inside the 5-yard line.
so this will be inside the 5 where Pioneer will take over.
Oof.
After that mishandled punt attempt.
I see 7 on the board. So that's it. I think he had his knee down.
So this will be on the 7-yard line. Kaiser will go out there and we'll see what he does. And
Yeah, I don't know how you qualify that one. Give it, obviously a loss of yardage. Who was the punter there? What'd I miss?
it was Smith.
Okay, all right.
It's motion. Kaiser dropped back, hand off to Gregorich, and Gregorich
Touchdown.
looking for somebody to run into, and he can't find him. I mean, seriously, he's looking around to hit somebody, and nobody's there. So there you go, 42-0.
I think Gregorich is getting bored. Well, we're going to go see another 2-point conversion here. And, man, we're closing in on 50 points in the first half. This is our first quarter, I'm sorry. Wow.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. Kaiser up in the gun. He'll take the snap. Now handoff to Wireman, and again, he walks in the end zone untouched.
Yeah. Very little resistance at all.
Wow. So 48-0, Pioneer up. And the clock running here in the first quarter.
I've seen a lot, I'll be honest with you. I've seen a lot of running clocks over the past several years watching these guys, and I'm pretty certain I've never seen it in the first quarter. This is definitely the first for me to see
Yeah,
a first quarter run the clock. Yeah, it's usually second half. You know,
it's crazy.
I don't even know if I've seen 48 points in the first quarter from Pioneer, and they're a very high-scoring team. So you're going to see some. Ugh.
Well, they got somebody else out there ready to kick, and that first quarter is going to run out. So we'll take a break and be back after this. Get the second quarter underway here on RTC TV4.
I'm Ed Schroeder, Republican candidate for Cass County Sheriff, and with the election just around the corner, I want to tell you why I'm the best qualified candidate for this position. A lifelong resident of Cass County, I received a degree from DePaul University. I've graduated from the Northwestern University School Police Staff and Command, and I'm with 1% of police officers nationwide who have graduated from the FBI National Academy. I have 31 years of law enforcement experience, and 25 of those years have been in supervision and leadership. I'm Ed Schroeder. Cass County is my home, and I ask for your vote on November 6th.
So back here at Pioneer, where we'll start the second quarter, 48-0, Pioneer up on South Newton. The clock ran that whole over a minute, really.
Yeah.
And we just let it run.
48-0's nothing to blink at, man. I mean, this is both impressive and
sad.
It kind of is. But you look at these South Newton boys. They're not laying over.
No.
This is timing. This is scheme. This is years and years.
Look at that kick by
That is
Solano.
a beautiful hit. And a fair catch. Don't see that often in high school.
Well, that's a kid that just got decked on the punt.
I think he learned a lesson.
He's, Smith is like, I think I'll just call a fair catch and we'll start here.
I don't believe that South Newton has run a fourth play offensively tonight, and they have not. They've been forced to punt in all four. They botched the punt on that last one and end up giving Pioneer very, very short field. So, the Rebels are backed up right now inside of their own 10-yard line. This is now. Why doesn't high school take it out to the 25 like college does if there's a fair catch?
Yeah, I don't know. You can't if it's not in the end zone.
Yeah. Anything inside of the 25, fair catches starts at the 25 in college now.
Really?
Yeah.
Well.
Oh.
As a quarterback, and look at the pursuit by Pioneer.
I don't think he kept that on purpose. It was out of necessity.
So Sample on the run, he might have picked up a yard there, but Mersch and Kaiser. And,
lost a couple.
Yep, he lost 2 there.
Wow. I thought he was at least at the line of scrimmage.
I mean, not just the pursuit of the black and gold. It's just crazy how quick they were able to get outside and make that play, make it a loss.
Let's see here. And
so the clock is running here in the second quarter, and like you said, we don't see that ever. But obviously they've decided to let it go.
And I think that's probably a good thing.
So Sample drops back looking to throw, and he throws a rocket towards Brenton Mersch again. But that was a little bit out of his reach even.
Mm-hmm.
It was intended for Smith.
I think he planned on Smith running a comeback there, and he didn't come back.
Mersch was the closest one to that pass. But either way, we're looking at 3rd and 12 now for South Newton.
I'd like to see South Newton try to run up the middle here. Like I said, they're shooting these gaps here with Kaiser and Gregorich. They're really trying to cause some havoc in that backfield. But they've also got an opportunity here, and you see Pioneer come out here with a little bit more of a base single high look too.
I like when you have a 63 playing corner. Oh,
that's picked.
Oh, well, should have been.
Almost picked.
He had Sparks and Keaton Schroeder coming up on that play.
Well, I'll tell you what, poor Sample has had a yellow jersey in his face every snap tonight.
It looks like Mersch is down. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after this. RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors.
Carmichael Electric has been serving the commercial and residential electrical needs of North Central Indiana for over 10 years. From service upgrades, complete rewires, new construction, and more, Carmichael Electric guarantees 100% satisfaction. Online at carmichael-electric.com. Kessling Home Healthcare has all of the coolest new equipment, like the SoClean CPAP sanitizer, the Upwalker stand-up rollator, new athletic bracing, and dual motor Golden Tech power recliners. Personalized service is their specialty. Online at KesslingHomeHealthcare.com.
Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
So Brent and Mersch up and moving. We're back here on RTC TV4.
Now it looks like they're going to try and punt again, and he's standing about 8 yards deep in his own end zone. This kind of smells funny right here. This is something he needs to catch and kick immediately. As a former punter in high school myself, if I was in that position, man, I am dropping that ball as soon as I get it, and he barely got it off.
And that thing's not even.
Man, didn't even make it to the 20. And
it rolls backwards.
Put a little bit of tiger spin on that, didn't he?
Yeah, the wrong way. The wrong way. So Pioneer will take over there.
Man, at the South Newton, what, 18, 14, 13?
Well, let's see where they put it here. Yeah, 13.
Yeah. Still, like I said, South Newton still yet to run a fourth play offensively in this game. So this is kind of where you need to stop just to bring the morale up a little bit on that defense, because the defense is not getting a lot of help right now.
No,
they're not helping themselves offensively, and this is where it gets to where you almost hope that clock's running, and lucky for them, I think that it is.
Kaiser will be under center. And he'll let it run down as far as he can. Run that little counter.
Oh, boy. He picked it back up.
Oh, wow.
And he's going to get in. Oh, my gosh.
Guy Llewellyn fumbles, picks it up, and goes into the end zone from the 13. So, you know what? I mean, it's just, what do you do if you're South Newton?
Right.
I mean, really.
When things are good, things are good.
Yeah.
And not for South Newton. I mean, for Pioneer.
Unbelievable.
Don't fumble a ball forward too often and find yourself the ability to pick it back up. You're fumbling it right into the defense. The dive certainly found that. So we're going to have to get him some gloves, I think, for next game.
So Pioneer 54-0, clock running. Kaiser will be under center for the 2-point. The handoff, and Wireman follows those blockers, Schnurple and Smith, Brock Smith. So we'll take a break and be back after this here on RTC TV4.
I'm Dale Campbell, and I believe the drug epidemic in Cass County must be met with education through drug awareness programs. My plan is to drive out drugs. I believe in reducing crime in our county through crime prevention initiatives. My heart is to improve communication with the citizens of our communities. I believe in finding the best policies, procedures, and programs for our jail operations to lessen the burden on Cass County taxpayers. And I believe the Sheriff's Office can operate and function without any tax increases. My goal is to use resources wisely to work within approved budgets. I'm Dale Campbell, and I believe in local leadership for our law enforcement. With your help, we can accomplish a better system for a safer future.
Paid for by the committee to elect Dale Campbell for sheriff.
He said, I told him the same thing, but he wants to keep them on.
Back here, you're watching RTC TV4 tonight. You're watching Pioneer against South Newton, and South Newton right now just nothing is going the way they need it to go to play the #1 team in the state by far.
I'll tell you what,
up 56-0.
As much as we've talked about, some drops and some fumble issues here for Pioneer, if there's a game for them to get this out of their system, this is it. Because
I like that.
They're nice kick all the way to the end zone. They're definitely going to need a die.
Yeah.
I mean, a die is going to be a huge part of this offense going forward for their tournament. They need him. I think this is, like I said, I think this is a perfect game for him to kind of get these things out of the way. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a really big tournament from him. This kind of seems like this is how it shakes out. You know what I mean? You drop the kick, you end up picking it up, you run it back for a touchdown. You have an early struggle in a tournament game, you end up being, you know, kind of the guy after that. So we'll hope Adai can turn it around. I'm sure that he can. I mean, he got a 13-yard touchdown. What more do you want?
Denny Ide and Joe Hines watching from California tonight. Well, it would just be tonight in California. Sample dropping back, and he just jumps past, and that's is it going to be picked off? No. Well, they had 3 guys over there for Pioneer trying to get it, and if they would have just let one person go after it, I think it would have been intercepted.
Yeah, and South Newton had 2 receivers in the area too. That's not supposed to happen.
I think that was Dowden that was the intended receiver, but Sample was getting pressure by Gregorich right there, so he just kind of let that one go.
I thought that was Sessom. That was the.
Was it Sessom?
I thought so. I saw him come out of the pile there. The like 5 different guys. Maybe it was. Maybe you're right. Going back to that spread, aren't they?
Got double wide each side. The snap. Sample getting pressured again. He's just going to unload it. It's another incomplete pass.
Who was that to? I need him to turn around. 6? Madison Dowden?
Yeah, been Dowden.
Yeah, that might have been the kid on the last one, too.
So 3rd and 10 for South Newton. Imagine here soon you're going to see a lot more of the rotation for Pioneer, or at least, well, the whole second half, I mean.
And right now, Sample is 3 for 15. So as much as they pass, they might need to try the ground game. They've only had 3 rushes. I take that back, 2 rushes because one was a sack.
Again, Sample back. He'll just chuck it up there.
Lots of defenders.
Kaiser's
going to pull that in.
Reaches up and pulls it in. Interception, number 4, Jack Kaiser. I don't even think I mean, he jumped, but then he landed on his feet and caught it.
Yeah.
I mean, he caught it just because of his height and his strong hands, of course.
And he's a very good coverage guy too.
Yeah.
You're going to see that. I mean, Notre Dame doesn't want him for nothing. He's a guy. If he's as big and strong and as instinctive as you want out of anybody on your team, and you got him back there, fielding passes. He was right at home there.
He's one of those guys that can go up to Notre Dame, and I mean, a program like Notre Dame, go up there and make an instant impact. Maybe not play time,
right?
But leadership.
Absolutely.
Going up there with his, having the smarts that he has about the football game is just unbelievable.
Yes, he is. He is has one of the highest football IQs. A kid that of that age that I've ever spoke to be quite honest. He knows every single person's role on the field.
Yep. Speaking of Kaiser, he'll be under center. Takes that snap, hands off, and now another fumble by Llewellyn. But he's going to be off to the races. Goodbye. Maybe that's his plan. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I said drop it, pick it up, and just take off running again. And you're good.
You're padding your stats. You get a fumble recovery and a long run.
Oh, my God. 45-yard sprint there after about a 3-yard fumble.
Well, his grandpa's up here making phone calls to his dad out there on the sideline telling him to get those gloves off. But either way, it's a touchdown for Pioneer again in Adai Llewellyn.
2 carries, 2 fumbles, 2 touchdowns. And 58 rushing yards for Adai Llewellyn. Yeah. I don't think it's wet enough. I think he's got to get those things off. Maybe they're a size too big. Maybe they're folded over on the tips of his fingers. I'm not
62 to nothing, and Pioneers. There he took the gloves off. There we go. He holds him down and rips him off of him.
Like it or not.
Throws him in the trash.
Puts those in a fire.
And there's Miles Von Tobel. And you just watch this line. Watch Brock Smith and Mason Schnurple just plant their blockers into the ground on that line. It's crazy.
They're a very efficient group up there, too. You don't see them taking any false steps. You don't rarely see them, both blocking the same guy. You see these guys very aware of where they're going at all times. Just as much the offensive line, if you could possibly make that a skill position, You see skill position guys run routes. You see guys in running backs be able to get the ball outside, run it between the tackles. This offensive line is just like that. They know exactly where they're going to go. You could dial it up and they'll run right over your markings, exactly where they're supposed to be.
And that's what the wing T is all about, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, the steps, knowing where to block and everything. We're going to talk more about that a little bit during halftime. We're going to take a break and be back here at halftime. Pioneer up 64-0 over South Newton. You're watching RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors.
Community State Bank, a tradition of service since 1930, serving all of your banking needs with 4 convenient locations. Personal and business banking options available. Online at csbnetbank.com. HB Gutters and More is your local guttering expert. Keep the rain away and your gutters clear with new gutters and guards from HB Gutters and More. From soffits and fascia to downspouts and more, contact HB Gutters and More for your free estimate. Online at hbgutter.com.
Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production. This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors.
Each year, RTC TV4 broadcasts hundreds of live local events happening right here in our communities. Become a sponsor and our audience is your audience. Logo sponsorships and commercial advertisements available. See for yourself online at rtc4.com. Vote Ed Schroeder for Cass County Sheriff. Ed is a lifelong Cass County resident and currently a major with the Indiana State Police. He is a trusted and proven leader who is committed to making our community better. Online at schroederforsheriff.com.
Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
So back here at halftime, Pioneer up 64-0 on the South Newton Rebels. And, Matt, it's like everybody kind of expected. And John Harrell said 143-0. I don't think you're going to see it hit that, but I'm telling you what,
I'll tell you what.
If Pioneer wanted it to, it could probably get that ugly.
They're on pace for 128 tonight.
That's not happening.
He's not far. No, I know.
That's not happening. But Matt's getting the stats all rounded up for us. So, again, we appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, watching RTC TV4. Panther fans, you guys watching, don't forget to tune in tomorrow and enjoy regional action for volleyball. Pioneer gets it going at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning against the South Central Satellites. And Coach Rod Nye is looking to get another one of those regionals under his belt and advance to the semi-state again. Last weekend, they were able to knock off these South Newton, not these South Newton Rebels. The Lady Rebels of South Newton had an amazing season for volleyball this year, and they ended up with I believe it was a 32-2 record, and Pioneer was able to beat them 3-0 over here in the sectional championship. And so Pioneer advances. They get to move on and play South Central. That second game, we'll have that on RTC TV4 as well. It started about, the first one starts 11:30. It'll be about 25 minutes after the first game's over. That will be Bethany Christian versus Morgan Township. So what's funny is Morgan Township and Pioneer have taken their time. They just switch on and off of who's going to win the regional lately. If one doesn't, the other one does. So two very accomplished volleyball teams in that regional. Again, Morgan Township, the only team that is ranked in the regional. Pioneer just shy of it. If they reran those rankings, I'm sure they'd be in that top 10 for 1A. But they're fun to watch. I enjoy doing volleyball. I've never done it, and I tell you what, it's a blast.
I tell you what, I really liked. I liked volleyball in school. I really did.
It's a fun sport to play. And
yep.
I played after I got out of high school a little bit, and played in some tournaments and everything, and messed up my knee, and forget about that.
Well, we got some stats here for you
All
for
right,
halftime.
let's go with
so Jack Kaiser, only 3 carries, only 40 yards, but 2 touchdowns. Danny Gregorich has 3 carries for 64 yards and 2 touchdowns. Miles Von Tobel, guy we've talked about a lot tonight. He's played well on both sides of the ball. He's got 3 or 4 of the 2-point conversions are his, and he's only got 1 rush for 7 yards and a touchdown. Dai Llewellyn, 2 carries, 58 yards, 2 touchdowns as well. Jack Kaiser is also 4 of 7 through the air for 114 yards and a touchdown as well. So, you don't see these numbers very often with Pioneer, but it's certainly when you're scoring on about 70% of your plays.
Yeah.
That's something that just comes with it. On the other side of the field there for South Newton, we see Peyton Hammond with 1 carry for -4. Their quarterback, Levi Sample, 2 carries for -7. Obviously, -11 yards on 3 carries for the Rebels altogether. And also Sample is 3 of 16 for 8 yards and an interception tonight. Not how they're hoping this was going to go, I don't think, but they're definitely going with what they want, and it doesn't really look like that's helping that much. They need to get the ball on the ground a little bit. Even one of these carries was a sack, so it's not as if they're actually running the ball. They're just getting negative yardage for it. Just in general, this is about as lopsided as you could expect right now. We've already seen the running clock, so we're going to see that again in the second half. This is going to be a very quick second half, and I think you're going to see similar things from Pioneer. You're not going to see a lot of yardage. You're going to see them holding the ball until the play clock starts to wear down, and they're going to kind of try to get out of here unscathed in terms of injuries, I think.
Well, another thing is, we talked a little bit about the offensive line for Pioneer, and I wanted to go back to that because, that's where it all starts.
Yep.
You got Kaiser, you got Gregorich, Llewellyn boys, Von Tobel, you name it in that backfield. But it all starts up there on that offensive line, and those guys do all the dirty work, don't get mentioned a whole lot. But when it comes down to it, when you go to the Wing T camp, and that's where they make their hay. They go up there and they do exactly what you were talking about, Matt, how they go through the cones. They learn their steps. They learn their blocks. They learn exactly where to put that shoulder and how to angle themselves for what play and when and how. And people don't see that. If you're the regular watcher of a game, you see the big yardage from your offensive leaders.
Yep.
But you don't think about what those offensive linemen have went through all summer long, or further back, going to Wing T camp since they hit 7th grade, 6th grade, even some of them, and learning that and knowing the basics, and then coming out here and make it look like clockwork. Really, it's amazing to take a video of one team that runs a Wing T, and then you take a Pioneer Wing T team and watch it, and it's like, wow. It's like clockwork. It's rhythm. It's boom, boom, boom. Timing is perfect. The guys are blocking where they need to be. It's almost intimidating to watch that kind of thing, compared to a team that just picks up the Wing T and says, hey, we're going to run this.
Right.
It takes a lot of effort and a lot of work, and you got to credit, Mike Johnson of Logansport now, the godfather of Pioneer football, you'd call him here. But, he got that thing going, and, of course, he got everybody interested to play and, off and running. Very, very few kids come up here and don't take a stab at playing Pioneer football as they get older.
Well, and you look at, we talk about the offensive line. It's one of the most unsung positions anywhere. You hear about it in the pros. Everybody wants to talk. You need an offensive line. But these kids, you talk about some kids like Keaton Schroeder, Connor Walker, Brady Smith, Sparks. Or not Sparks, I'm sorry, but, Mason Schnurple. Some of these kids, man, they just don't care. They know their job.
Yeah.
And they're just going to do it. Look, when everybody's trying to get a drink, in the summer practices, back when we played, it was 2-a-days. You couldn't get enough water out of that stupid thing that would flip the water out. You could just sit there and suck on it. It was going to give you a drip. But, man, I tell you, these kids, it's just a position, and it's just a group and a unit that doesn't get the high fives very often, other than the guys on their team. You know, nobody talks about, man, you did a great job blocking today. You know, it's all about skill position, who's putting the ball in the end zone. But I'll tell you what, this scheme with these kids and in this program, almost everything that you see on that scoreboard is due to that offensive line and the defensive line, respectively.
Yeah, so we're definitely giving credit to those linemen right now.
Yeah, they deserve it.
You got Triton right now. They're at the end of the third, 21-6. So, hey, we're going to take a break, and we're going to take a little break here and get back to halftime. So definitely come back and watch the second half with us. You're watching RTC TV4 and Pioneer Football.
Oh, you're dead hot.
Back here at Pioneer High School, where we're getting ready to start the second half, and it's 64-0. We've seen Pioneer do what they do. I mean, score quickly, score often, and not take a moment's breath. I mean, they've been putting up points since the first kickoff to them. I mean, that's the way it's been. South Newton has done themselves no favors by, having some balls that, like a missed punt there, and then a few other mishaps. But Pioneer, if you do that, Pioneer will capitalize.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, that's what they do. So, I mean, that's the way it is. And hey, I'm telling you what, we just ate some pizza up here. I mean, we had
bad.
Yeah, it's
at
good
all.
stuff. I mean, thanks for Good to Go Oil of Royal Center, Indiana, for providing that for the hospitality up here in the press box. Man, that was great
And
stuff.
let me tell you something. That's not a gas station pizza. I'm not really that I care who made it, because that is pretty good pizza right there.
Yeah.
Not to mention the prices are right, man.
Yeah, I was free. I mean, I didn't pay anything.
That's good stuff.
You don't get it better than that.
No. Most I don't know that I've had a gas station pizza that I could finish a piece. At least not very often. That's
We're not
pretty good
stopping
stuff.
at the next gas station.
Yeah, right.
So we're ready to get things underway here, and looks like Solano will be putting a boot to it for the Panthers. And he gives it a good ride.
Toe bash.
And there it is. That's going to be, just into the end zone, touchback.
He better pick that
Solano
up.
and Panthers.
No, okay. Automatically when it crosses the goal line, huh?
Once it goes across in high school, it's touchback.
Somebody was telling me that you can't dive in high school with the ball. And I was like, no, I don't think that's true. They said that the actual rule is that if you leave your feet as a high schooler, that they can rule you down.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's accurate or not. I just remember that it took me by surprise when I heard it.
Well, I would always think that it was where your knee's at.
Yeah.
Which slays me, because you watch NFL and they're reaching for the first down. Like, hey, if you want to be right about it.
Mm-hmm.
So now they got Sample back there along with Hammond.
And going to go back to the air.
Pass.
Caught by Kevin Sessom again. Or Sessom, I'm sorry. Doesn't look like he got any positive yardage, though.
No.
Kevin Sessom.
So about a 2-yard loss on that play, actually. Bring up 2nd and 12 for the Rebels.
Second down from the 18-yard line, and we're just now a couple minutes.
Well, a lot of this takes a lot of time, and you get a reactionary defense like Pioneer. And to be quite honest with you, once you get your hips turned and you get to throwing that ball, Pioneer's already in their face.
Yes.
This is going to be a hard offense to be successful with. Oh,
especially when that happens.
Right.
I mean, Sample he kind of pump faked, and then he just fell to the ground, lost his footing there, which I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why you'd ever lose your footing in the pit.
He lost another 4 there, it looks like. Oof.
So it'll be 3rd and.
Looked like he might have been trying to set up
15.
some kind of misdirection or something like that. It certainly didn't work, but only because of his footing.
No, drop back the pass again, and there's that quick pass, and Derek Wireman couldn't get back around and pull that one in on the interception. A good coverage there by Miles Von Tobel. So South Newton will punt deep out of their own territory again.
Mm-hmm. Was that incomplete to Dowden again, was it?
I believe so.
Okay, I thought so.
So Smith will be back to punt. And Kaiser will slide back there to return the punt. Let's see what Dowden plans to do here. Decent snap.
Oof, man, they are in his face.
Yep. Kaiser's going to run up and pull it in, and wow, you wouldn't advise somebody to do that, but that's Jack Kaiser, and he brought that in like a champ.
That's
and
dangerous.
we got somebody down on the
another Panther on the ground
there for Pioneer. So we'll take a break and be back after this here on RTC TV4.
22.
Show your Panther pride this year by supporting the Pioneer Athletic Boosters. Your contribution to the Boosters helps fund athletic awards, letter jackets, uniforms, equipment, and more. We are the small but mighty Pioneer Panthers. Keep Panther pride alive for years to come. Support the Pioneer Athletic Boosters. Send your contribution to Pioneer High School, attention Athletic Boosters, or call Christy Rance for more information. Go Panthers!
It does look like lower body, but
yeah, they get Kobe James was an injured player at Panther down, and he's up walking on his own accord. Looks like.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't look like he's. It doesn't look serious, anyways.
Well, I can see this with Brenton Mersch also. He got hurt. I can see Adam Berry saying, "Okay, enough's enough. Let's get that JV group in there and let them do their work." And as you see, going in there, number 1 is Brock Robinson for Pioneer to take that position. They got Connor Walker coming out of the lineup.
And I think you need that. I mean, you're definitely not in a situation now where you need to worry about JV time.
Yeah.
So get these guys in there. Give them. You never know when this depth's going to come in handy.
So Von Tobel going to be playing quarterback, number 14. Takes a snap. He's going to hand off to Llewellyn. This time Llewellyn's going to hold on to the ball.
Now that's a powerful run right there. That is an extremely powerful run right there.
Powerful run, and just made a couple juke moves there. Jitterbugged his way through that line and was off to the races.
22-yard run there for Adai. Saw him take the ball. You saw the burst right out of there. You see him make a cut, and then he jumps right back in there. Yep, high and tight.
High and tight.
Absolutely.
I mean, you saw that carry. And I guarantee Dad down there made sure that he knew what he was supposed to do. He had his gloves on, too. He had his gloves on that time. So Von Tobel will step back up there at quarterback to try to convert the two-point conversion for Pioneer. Von Tobel taking the snap, hand off to Llewellyn, or excuse me, that was Wyatt Marshall, number 44, on the two-point conversion for the Panthers. So 7:07, the clock running. We'll take a break on RTC TV4. Pioneer up 72-0.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Blue Dragon Taekwondo. Whether you want to learn self-defense, physical cross-training, or looking to compete in national tournaments, Blue Dragon Taekwondo is the area's leading martial arts authority. Online at tkdbluedragon.com. RTC Fiber Communications. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Start the running clock.
Back here at the pit, 72-0 Pioneer up, and the clock is running here in the third and fourth quarter for Pioneer. And Oscar Solano back to kick for Pioneer. He's had 2 touchbacks already, and he's their backup kicker, maybe even your third string guy. And he gives a good ride to that one, down to the 15. And I'll tell you what, I don't know, man. I mean, you're a football player. You're a football player.
You got to do something with that.
I mean, he had some more room to run.
But you know what? This could be just a learning situation, too. He's seen some people get smashed already tonight doing that same thing.
He got smashed a few times. But, I mean, 6'2", 170, I mean, you can hold your own out there.
Yeah.
But anyways, so they're going to take it right on the 20. It's kind of like it was just another touchback, really.
Mm-hmm. Now this is I don't know that I've seen this many, and I kind of try to put some of the talk on the 3 and outs, but I don't know if I've seen a team
threw a pass right to Llewellyn, and good granites, he's got some wheels. Man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Man.
Now that was a burst.
That was. You see some of that explosion there. Well, I tell you, that's why I say you don't worry too much about the hands in this game. You hope that he's got it figured out.
I mean, he's quickly came back his second half and redeemed himself on the fumbles. And even on the fumbles, he scored.
About a 25-yard interception return for touchdown there for Adai.
Sample threw it right to him.
He literally threw it right to him. Oof. What are you doing here? 2-point again?
Yep.
Yeah.
So you've got, now you got Brock Robinson up under center to run the 2-point conversion. You got some of those JV guys in that lineup.
Yeah. There you go. A little tighter formation here, too.
Robinson takes a handoff.
There you go.
And gives it to Quentin Heine, and Quentin Heine goes in for the 2-point conversion. So Panthers 80-0 on the Rebels. We'll take a break and be back after this on RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. Blue Dragon Taekwondo, Chevrolet Buick. Whether you want to learn self-defense, like physical cross-training, Shepherd's offers a wide variety of new and certified Blue Dragon Taekwondo is the area's leading Stop out for your test drive today. Online at tkdbluedragon.com. RTC Woodlawn Communications, offering state-of-the-art care for fastest internet speeds for 100 years. RTC Woodlawn Hospital is the area's healthcare leader. Data and video care from head to toe. Online at woodlawnhospital.com. Local support, local investment. Online at RTC. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Pioneer up 80-0 coming back after the interception from Adai Llewellyn. Oscar Solano to kick off again. He's impressed me this game. I mean, he's had 2 balls that have been very good, and there's another nice kick. And they're just going to let it roll into the end zone for a touchback, and that clock will keep on ticking. Nobody even went after that. They just kind of looked at it and let it hop twice into the end zone. So Solano's hit 3 out of 4 into the end zone tonight.
That's impressive.
That is impressive. And then when you have a Adai Llewellyn to kick 2, but they're still looking for that guy that can kick a PAT.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't know if they need to. They've been successful on every single one of their 2-point conversions tonight.
Definitely.
That could come in handy, though, further down the road. Most definitely.
Yeah.
See Jack Kaiser, looks like he's going to finally take a break.
And here we go. We got Winnemac.
Defensively.
Winnemac wins 38-16 over Caston, so Caston finishes their season.
That really was a good story.
It was.
About them. I'm glad to see them put some points on the board.
Got Sample back there at quarterback. He's taking the snap, looking with a quick play, and I'll tell you what, good job by Pioneer to get up there on Dowden and take him down quickly. And that was Adai Llewellyn on the tackle. And it'd be a loss of 2. 2-yard loss there on that pass. So the passing game, they're trying to do those little screen passes, but Pioneer is too quick and too disciplined to get a whole lot of yardage, if any at all.
Yeah, and they're kind of running these routes right in there. They're not moving around the defense.
Oh, this is another pass, another interception. And that was Derek Wireman right there to pick it off from Dowden. Wow. So 3 interceptions now for the Panthers. Kaiser, Llewellyn, and now Wireman jumps on the bandwagon.
Pioneer's going to take it over at the 34 of the Rebels. So once again, short field.
Short field, and it looks like you've got all those JV guys. And I'll tell you, this JV team is no slouch. They went undefeated, played some big schools, beat a McCutcheon JV team, a 5A squad. I mean, that's pretty cool. So there's some talent coming up in the Panther system for sure. So we're going to take a break, get back to the fourth quarter here on RTC TV4. Pioneer up 80-0.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors.
Community State Bank, a tradition of service since 1930, serving all of your banking needs with 4 convenient locations. Personal and business banking options available. Online at csbnetbank.com. HB Gutters and More is your local guttering expert. Keep the rain away and your gutters clear with new gutters and guards from HB Gutters and More. From soffits and fascia to downspouts and more, contact HB Gutters and More for your free estimate. Online at hbgutter.com.
Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
Back here, getting ready to start the fourth quarter. The clock has already been running. 80-0 Pioneer. And the Panthers will have the ball after a Derek Wireman interception of Sample.
You see Fort Wayne Dwenger, you spoke about Johnson a little bit earlier here as kind of the godfather of the wing tee here in Royal Center. Down the street in Logansport, Fort Wayne Dwenger all over the Berries, 42-14 right now with just over 6 minutes to go in that one. That's a tough matchup for a Logansport school like that. And I think Johnson's seeing that too. You know, I mean, just in general with the higher class, a pretty strong conference too. You know,
well, Dwenger plays in a very, very good.
Yes.
Allen County. I mean, they're tough year in and year out.
Looks like the Rebels have a new quarterback into. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
Pioneer has
they might, but
I thought
maybe next series.
Man, I tell you what, it almost looked like he was in the shotgun. They come out in their own defensive offense.
They're going to hand it off to Wyatt Marshall, and he's not getting much on that run. It's a good job by number 71. Let's give some credit to these guys. And I don't have a 71 on my roster for South Newton. Maybe we can get that. I don't know. It might be, maybe somebody switched numbers there, but yep.
Doesn't look like there was any gain on that right now. That's only the second play of the half for Pioneer right now. And we're just under 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So running clock kind of speeds things up quite a bit.
So Robinson up under center for the Panthers. And they're going to let that thing run down to 2. They put Heine in motion. And the ball's fumbled.
Pick it up and
it's
go.
Going to be picked up. And it's Logan Smith. Can't handle it, but he does recover it. So Pioneer will keep possession.
About a loss of about 8 there. 7 yards. Not the direction you want to go, but you saw the success Adai Llewellyn had with a couple fumbles earlier. You figured he'd be all right.
I think there's a speed difference, just a little.
Maybe a little one.
Again, Robinson will be under center.
Again, bringing that play clock down.
This goes to Heine, and
nice run.
Quentin Heine is a very good runner.
And he's
Look
gone.
at that. High and tight in the left and puts it in the end zone.
I'll tell you what, that was an impressive run.
Quentin Heine, I tell you, when he played North White, he had 2 carries and 2 touchdowns right off the bat when he got in there.
Start to finish.
Second half, and he is a good-looking runner.
We got a 41-yard touchdown there for Heine. That's I'll tell you what, he had a little bit of looked like Gregorich there. Big body going through there, like you said, high and tight, chopping those feet, man. He made a couple cuts. He was gone. That's an impressive run for the young man.
I like watching him run when he gets a space. He's got a pretty good burst, too. He can get through that line quick, and he's a strong kid. So we got Robinson up under center. And they'll let that play clock go down as far as they can.
Let it get down to about that 5-second mark, and then they'll get ready. It's a 6-5
Motion by Marshall. Robinson will keep it. He tries to slip in there, and he gets dropped. It's like Dowden with the tackle. So the first 2-point conversion that doesn't go right there. 86-0 Pioneer, and I mean, it doesn't sound right. We'll take a break and be back after this on RTC TV4.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by these local sponsors. RTC Fiber Communications. Stay connected with the fastest internet speeds available with RTC Fiber Communications. Voice, data, and video connectivity for the 21st century. Local service, local support, local investment. Online at rtc1.com. First Federal Savings Bank is your local mortgage lender with 6 locations throughout north central Indiana. Trust the professionals at First Federal Savings Bank. Online at firstfederalbanking.com. Please support the local businesses that help us bring you this production.
So Oscar Solano ready to kick. Thanks for watching RTC TV4 tonight. Pioneer big 86-0 over South Newton, and the clock running this whole second half. Wow, what? Is that serious?
That's what it says.
Wow. Lewis Cass, 56-0 over the Eastern Comets.
6:02 to go in the fourth quarter.
Crazy.
There.
And then South Newton's going to catch it, and number 35 is going to put it on a knee, Javen Wright.
You know what? I don't want to talk negatively about anybody, but look, I hope that their coach didn't tell them to do that. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I really do. Let these kids, man, look, it's 86-0. How many times do you think that kid that far up has gotten a ball this year?
Yeah.
Take that ball and run, man. Let him at least try.
So they got Sample again at quarterback, Hammond beside him, and everybody else spread all over the place for South Newton. They're going to hand it.
No. Oh, little dipsy-do. And a nice run.
Good job.
That is definitely their biggest play of the night.
Easily. And Dowden with that run, and he's got a first down. He's got a first down sitting on the 40.
Give him about 13 on that.
Good run by Madison Dowden.
13 yards, first down.
That's a nice run. I mean, they ran the fake. They ended up pitching it back to him. And, he was looking to pass the ball.
Yeah.
He was looking to get rid of it, and he saw the green grass in front of him and took the ball and got himself some positive yardage. And I think that, you have to keep trying the run game every so often. It's high school,
Yeah. Derek LeGrand was chasing him all over. He still picked up that first down. So Sample back there. Again, they've got looking for that screen, and they throw it again. This is the Dowden again. He breaks a tackle, and it looks like they're probably going to mark him there right at the first down marker, and they're going to move the sticks, and that's another first down.
Well, it's also, that's also their biggest passing play of the night, too. So back-to-back best rush and best pass for South Newton right here tonight from Sample there.
Sample in that shotgun formation. And he's got, if he looks at this side, he's probably got somebody. Yep, and there it is.
That's scary.
That's who I would look for right there, Smith.
I'll tell you what, Smith would have gotten taken out if that was in the first group because that ball took a long time to get there.
It did. But yet Brock Robinson on that coverage. I mean, he did a good job of breaking that up.
Mm-hmm.
And Brock Robinson's probably about a foot shorter than Smith.
Now look at here. You know what else we've got for South Newton? Their first drive with more than 3 plays.
Yes.
So that's what this next play will be.
So I would keep if I was Sample, I'd keep going to this side here to Smith. He's got the height advantage. pretty good athlete out there, too.
Yeah, just inside of 3 minutes to play in
Sample
the game.
takes that snap. He's looking left. Now he's just going to throw it deep.
That's a good ball.
He's got a wide open.
There it is, too.
Derek Wireman will make the tackle, but inside the 20, down to about the 18. They're going to mark him.
30?
About the
32, Kevin Sessom.
32?
Yeah, that was Sessom. 32 yards from Sample to Sessom. So there you go. South Newton starting to move the ball here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. Another play. 3 of their biggest plays of the night, all in this drive.
Now you do have pretty much your JV defense out there, but
but you know you're looking for a silver lining.
Yeah. Oh, there's a good job. Now I don't know.
Intentional grounding.
Yeah, you can't do that in high school, can you?
No, I don't think so.
I don't see a flag or anything like that.
If I'm not mistaken, Jack got flagged for that against Central Catholic a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I wasn't even aware that you couldn't do it in high school.
Well, now if you're outside of the tackle box, maybe I don't know.
No, I was told that you couldn't do it then.
Well, they sure haven't thrown a flag.
Yeah, they haven't, have they?
Nope. They're just saying it's a incomplete pass.
I don't blame them. About a minute and a half here to go in the final quarter of the game.
Sample takes a snap. He's looking
Nice
to the
ball.
back of the end zone.
That's a nice pass.
It's a good pass, but just out of the end zone. Good coverage by Pioneer. They had, trying to see who that was over there. I think it was number 16 for Pioneer.
Is that 30 again? Or is that 10? That's Smith. They tried to throw 2.
Yeah, it was Smith.
Oh, you were looking at
the
Panthers,
coverage
I'm
was,
sorry.
yeah, Joseph Mersch over there covering. That's who it was. So 3rd down and 10 for South Newton. I tell you run this little fade route here.
Yeah.
It's number 32.
Wide side of the field.
They're going to run it. Oh, a good job.
Oh, they got it loose.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Panthers. That was Tyler Gallmer tearing it up at the first place, getting back there in the backfield. And as they tried to run kind of a reverse. And
same play they ran to get that 13-yard run earlier.
And that's good because Pioneer.
Got to create more space, though, between your guys that you're exchanging the ball from. That's awful tight quarters.
But you don't want that play ran twice against you and have big yardage. So Pioneer did a great job of
they shut
seeing
it down.
what happened. And here you go. Gallmer with the sack.
And final play of the game, folks.
Boy, Tyler Gallmer, the sophomore, gets in there and gets that sack. So, yep, that'll finish it off.
9-yard loss.
9-yard loss. Pioneer going to the center of the field and shake hands. Panthers 86-0 over South Newton here in the first game of sectionals. We'll come back, wrap things up, get some stats, and tell you where we might be next week. Watching RTC TV4.
Show your Panther pride this year by supporting the Pioneer Athletic Boosters. Your contribution to the Boosters helps fund athletic awards, letter jackets, uniforms, equipment, and more. We are the small but mighty Pioneer Panthers. Keep Panther pride alive for years to come. Support the Pioneer Athletic Boosters. Send your contribution to Pioneer High School, attention Athletic Boosters, or call Christy Rance for more information. Go Panthers!
Back here at the pit, Pioneer High School, where Pioneer took care of business here in the first game, 86-0 over the South Newton Rebels. And it looks like if Frontier won, we're playing back here at the pit next weekend. If Carroll pulled off that victory, we are at Carroll High School in Florida, Indiana next week. Matt Danley going ahead and finishing up the stats.
To salute our friends and supporters from the Indianapolis Colts. Wilson, the game ball.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Total in the second half for the Panthers first and foremost. We had Adai Llewellyn with 1 carry, 22 yards for a touchdown. We ended up seeing Really nice play from Quentin Heine, a big run there from 41 yards and a touchdown. Also saw Logan Smith carry once for -7 yards, as well as Wyatt Marshall for no gain on here. We go to the other side in the second half, and we look at, a guy, Levi Sample, this quarterback, had a rough night, man. I mean,
yeah,
a lot of pressure. He had 2 carries for -13, but they ended up getting some positive yardage out of Madison Dowden for 9 yards on his 2 carries. Also, Sample was 4 of 9 in the second half for 38 passing yards. And I probably have that wrong because I didn't count his time that he was sacked as far as for negative there. So that's on me. But in general, we saw a pretty dominant game here. We didn't see a whole lot of carries in the second half from any of the starters. This is kind of what you hoped for if you're a Pioneer fan, kind of what you hoped you'd never see as a South Newton Rebels fan.
Yeah, Pioneer able to do exactly what they're supposed to do. Win big against the teams they're supposed to win big against, 86-0, getting, offense from all over the field, not only on your varsity starters, but, Quentin Heine comes in there, gets a big 41-yard run for a touchdown.
And looked good doing it.
Yeah, I mean, he looked impressive on his one run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you know what? There was only a few plays in the second half because of that clock.
Yeah, the running clock, and that made it a little bit harder for some of those guys to really get, ready for the second half. But so Pioneer will come away victors tonight here at Pioneer High School. Again, if Carroll wins, we will be at Florida. If Frontier was to win tonight over them, we would be right back here at the pit next Friday night. So we're going to wrap it up from the pit here at Pioneer High School in Royal Center, Indiana, for RTC TV4. Thank you for watching. For Matt Danley, I appreciate the help on the call.
Anytime.
It was a spur of the moment thing, but I appreciate it, and the stats. I knew he was going to have stats, so I couldn't let that go by. And then the videographer tonight, Laura Moracle, thank you for the job you did. And again, another shorthand notice. And from back at the studio, Scott Sager and Steve Stricker. From all of us at RTC TV4, don't forget, tomorrow we've got Pioneer Volleyball Regionals starting at about 10:55. Tomorrow we'll be on air. Get that going. Pioneer versus South Central. So from everybody here at RTC TV4, thanks for watching. Have a good night and stay safe.
They're just trying to